The Mammoth is a brand new heavy-hitting LMG added with Season 5, and let me tell you right now, this thing does not mess around. With the right setup, this gun has the highest DPS value in the entire game, capable of dealing upwards of 60,000 damage in only 2 bullets, and even some unique effects here in zombies that will greatly improve this weapon's lethality. Stick around while I tell you everything you need to know about the Mammoth LMG, including the best attachments and augments to pair with it, before I take it all the way to round 56 and truly put it to the test in the late game. If you like these Black Ops 7 Zombies videos and you want to see more like it, a quick like, comment, or sub goes a long way in the algorithm, and it's all greatly appreciated. Regardless though, that's enough yapping from me. Let's just go ahead and jump in game and take a look at this monster of a weapon. Alright, and here we are in game on Black Ops 7, and we have a brand new event going on for another 9 days called Machine of War. And you know, they have some cool little shitty cosmetics in here if you care about that, and some XP tokens, which might actually be worth stocking up on. But what you really want to look at is this third 25 fuel can tier, because here in this reward tree at the end of it, you can get the Mammoth LMG. And fellas, let me tell you right now, this gun right here absolutely rips ass in like a good, like it's a good gun. It's really good. So I went and I got it max level, so I have all the attachments unlocked, and I'm going to go to my gunsmith and show you exactly what loadout you want to use on it to get the most out of it in zombies. So let's go ahead and jump over to our gunsmith real quick. So this right here on screen is the build I'm going to be using in the video. It's what I found the most success with, what I found is the most fun to play with, and holy shit, is this thing really effective. Now, of course, you can just copy all the attachments I have here, put it on your gun, and jump into your game, but I do recommend you hear me out for this next section, because I am going to go over some of these attachments in detail, because there is actually a bit of flexibility in most of these attachment slots, and depending on how you play the game, or even what input you're using to play the game, you might want to switch some of these things up. For everybody though, starting with the optic, you don't need an optic. This is zombies, and in fact, with my build specifically, we're basically never even going to be aiming down our sights. For the muzzle, I'm going with the mobility spread muzzle for a massive improvement to our hipfire accuracy, because again, this is a hipfire centric build. So if you want to take advantage of things like Deadshot auto aim on controller, you maybe want to switch up this attachment, go for something more like the like a suppressor so you can get more salvage, or if your game isn't bugged like mine is and it actually lets you use the Centurion brake, then you can actually get some extra recoil and fire rate, which is very nice on a slow firing LMG like this. Moving on to the barrel, you're absolutely going to want to use the grovel barrel. This is the headshot multiplier one. This is going to give you a 8% increase to the headshot multiplier, so you're just going to be doing straight up 8% more damage on every yellow number you hit. For the underbarrel, I highly recommend the mobile recoil foregrip, this flow guard right here, because this will give you a little bit of horizontal recoil control, which is the most annoying recoil to control, so we do want to mitigate that, as well as improve our sprinting movement speeds and our base movement speeds, which is very important on a big ass LMG like this. For the magazine, there is some flexibility here depending on how you plan to use this weapon. If you guys don't know, the belt fed attachments actually got a massive buff recently here in Black Ops 7 Zombies, and they are a lot better and much more viable. The biggest benefit of using belt fed on this weapon is the fact that you actually get 400, I think approximately 200 to 400 rounds more in your reserve ammo than you do with the biggest magazine attachment here. And this weapon, especially when you see its pack-a-punch ability and its unique traits, it does chew through ammo really fast. So it's a lot easier to manage your ammo economy with the belt fed. Of course, the downside of the belt fed though is that overheat meter, and you will hit that overheat meter at about 80 consecutive rounds. So the magazine size, if you want to think of it like that, is really 80 here. Whereas with the 75 round mag, yes, you have less total ammo capacity and worse ammo economy, but you can fire about 150 consecutive rounds without stopping. So for damage phases and boss fights, the extended mag is definitely what you're going to want to go for. For the grip, I went with the sprint to fire grip, because this gives us a massive 34% improvement to our sprint to fire speed, and it makes this heavy LMG feel a lot lighter and a lot snappier. Now remember, with this build, we are using it purely from hipfire because it's very accurate. You'll see once we get into the game. So our ADS value does not really matter at all. Aim down sight speed is not important on this weapon. Sprint to fire is way more important. Now for the stock here, I actually went with the mobility stock instead of the hipfire spread stock like you may have expected me to go with, because with the attachments I have, it already has 100% accurate hipfire, despite what the stat sheet says here. So we don't need more hipfire. What we need is better mobility. So here with the advantage stock, we get better mobility and movement speeds across the entire board, making this thing feel so much lighter and allow you to outrun your enemies without fear of getting caught and trapped. For the laser, we are sticking with the whole hipfire build theme though. We are just going to go with the convergence box laser, again for a 25% improvement to our hipfire accuracy. Now finally, for the fire mods, we we are just going to go with rapid fire just for that simple 6% increase to our fire rate, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're firing this slow, every little bit actually helps. With all that being said though, this here is the final build. Again, here's the build code if you just want to copy what I've got and put it straight into your game. But without any further ado, I guess we can just go ahead and jump into the game and test this thing out. All right, here we are in game on Ashes of the Damned. I actually want to play on Ashes this time. I haven't played on Ashes in a long time actually. So I'm turning the Rampage Inducer on from the get-go and I'm not turning it off. Now that might lead to some scary situations, maybe, because again, at the end of the day, this is an LMG, so our mobility is somewhat limited by the fact that this gun is 5,000 pounds. But I think the firepower is more than going to make up for it. One thing that's really cool about this gun, though, I love the twin barrels, right? Like, obviously, that's its unique thing, but look at the barrels when you shoot. Look, they're like twin reciprocating barrels. You see how they, like, bounce back and forth? Reminds me of, like, those AA guns that you shoot down planes with. I love that. Love little cool details like that. Go ahead and turn this on. Run over here and buy me some of this because I'm reloading more than I'm shooting at this point. Also, on your speed cola, just go ahead and throw on classic formula. Again, we need as much reload speed as we can get. If you're using belt fed, then you don't need to do that. But if you're using the mag, then for sure. Now, since we are playing with the Rampage Inducer on, I'm actually going to put light mend on my gun. I am a D1 light mend enjoyer, bro. People sleep on light mend. It's actually so fucking good. Like, when you have its augments maxed out, I'll throw them on screen right now. So if you put this on your light mend, you will actually never die. Also, another highly recommended augment, just for general play. Retaliation on Jug is really good now. Again, it got a buff not too long ago, and it basically gives you a free damage buff every time you take damage, which in the later rounds with the Rampage Inducer on is going to be approximately every 1.3 seconds. So it's almost like a permanent damage buff later on. And I do want to talk about Pack-a-Punch on this weapon because it does quite a few interesting things that you need to be aware of. Now, I mentioned earlier this gun may struggle a little bit with ammo economy, and despite the fact that it has a pretty good ammo reserve when packed at about 750, it still chews through ammo real quick because once you have it Pack-a-Punch, this weapon actually fires 2 bullets for every single shot. So if you take a look at my ammo count and I shoot 1 bullet, boom, look at that. We're missing 2. So when you have a 150 round magazine, you actually only have about 70 something. Now that obviously seems like a pretty big downside on paper, but let me tell you right now, it's absolutely justified with how much damage this thing can do later in the game. I'm talking literally like 30,000 on the first bullet. We'll get to that later, but you know, stay tuned for that. Another nice little bonus that you get when you Pack-a-Punch it is better hipfire accuracy. So take a look at our crosshair now, much tighter, and we don't even have Deadshot Daiquiri yet, so it gets even more accurate later in the game. But you can already use it basically full hipfire and have no problems, just like that. And with all that being said, there is one more trick up this weapon's sleeve that I haven't seen many people online talk about, despite the fact that it is actually a crazy buff to your overall damage per second and will help you kill bosses and elites much faster. But in order to talk about that, we do have to go buy double tap. So let's go do that. Now, double tap, as we all know, just increases your weapon's base fire rate, but it has an extra unique effect on this. As far as I know, this weapon only. Maybe some of the other LMGs have it, but not that I've noticed in my time playing. I think it's only this weapon that double tap does this to. It's so weird. But when you buy double tap on this weapon, not only do you get a higher base fire rate, of course, as we all know, but you also get a ramping fire rate. And what does that mean? Well, basically, the longer you hold down the trigger and deal sustained damage, the faster this weapon will fire until eventually you're firing at over, it almost feels like 1,000 RPM, maybe even higher than that. So I just want you to go ahead and take a listen to this weapon, compare and contrast it to like 30 seconds earlier in the video. Listen to this fire rate. Oh my god, it gets a little, it starts to kick like a real mule, believe it or not, when you get to the end of your magazine. But yeah, that was 150 rounds down range that fast. Now, obviously, technically, it's more like 75 rounds, right? Because we are firing 2 bullets per shot. But yeah, I mean, firing that quick is just absolutely insane. It's almost slightly impractical at here on round 12 because I'm one-shotting zombies anyways, so I don't need to be firing at 1,000,000 rounds per minute. Okay, that's just overkill. But that plus everything else we've already talked about in the later rounds when we're going to be fighting bears on round 40 and 50, yeah, we're going to put down those enemies extremely fast, much faster than any other weapon in the game. But getting that exotic trait out of the way here on double tap, let's go ahead and talk about our standard augments on double tap as well. Of course, we are using double impact for the major augment to give us that 50% damage bonus on basically every other shot that we fire. And then we're going to go ahead and use these 2 minor augments right here for a increased base fire rate and also some better damage penetration. Double tap alone just completely transforms this weapon, and it's very overkill right now. So I think we should maybe go buy Vulturade next and focus on maybe improving our ammo economy, because that seems to be the issue right now. Oh, dude, did you see how many zombies I just killed? 15,000. I actually have enough money to double pack. I'm so tempted to do that. Wait, should I double pack and then kill this bear to see how fast we can kill it? You know what? I'm gonna do it. Fuck it. Why not? We'll always get more money later down the line. I'm making bad decisions now. Okay, I mean, I honestly, I didn't even really get a chance to test the fire rate ramp up on him, because he died in, what was that, 5 bullets, by the way? Of course, we are a little overpowered right now, believe it or not. I'm sure you guys can see now why I decided to just keep the Rampage Inducer on the entire time. If I didn't have the Rampage Inducer on, this video would be boring with how overpowered this gun is. And now we're gonna go ahead and drive on over to the diner, because there's a perk here that this gun definitely benefits from, and that's of course Deadshot Daiquiri. Can I afford that? I don't think I can. Wait, I need like $1. There you go, thank you. Deadshot Daiquiri. Now a Deadshot Daiquiri, I will say, if you're going up against a boss or you're doing a main quest and you need more DPS, I would say go with Deadhead. That's going to give you a flat buff to every single crit that you hit, no matter what health the enemy is at. So it's better for sustained damage. But I'm playing against zombies. I'm not fighting any bosses besides the elites on this map. So I actually went with Dead First. I like Dead First a lot on this gun because, again, it is a very slow firing LMG with a very high critical damage multiplier. So when you take all that into account, plus the literal double damage on the first shot on your target, you can deal a lot of damage in one headshot. I'm curious to see how long I'll be able to one-shot enemies for. Of course, we are going to be fighting heavy armored zombies later in the game, so maybe that will put a damper on it. But as of right now, one bullet can put down literally anybody. And then for the 2 minor augments, we're going to go with what we always go with on Deadshot Daiquiri. These basically never change. We're going with Dead Draw and Dead Break. That gives us more damage to our armored targets later in the game, as well as a better hipfire spread. If you go ahead and take a look at our cursor now, look at that. Pinpoint accurate. You'll never miss when firing from the hip now. So even when you got a bunch of zombies like this, as long as you can control the recoil, which I can't, there we go, I got it. You can basically put everybody down and not miss a shot. Now there is another very important perk I have to go buy, although I do think I need to make my way over to Van Dorn Farm. Actually, no, the Wonder Fizz should spawn in. So I basically have to go to the exact opposite side of the map. Fuck, dude. Okay, I guess we're going on a road trip, fellas. Pack your bags. We're going to be driving for a while. So the reason I came here is for the perk Stamin Up, of course. I absolutely need Stamin Up for this thing. Probably should have bought it earlier into the game, actually, considering the Rampage Inducer's on. But yeah, of course, we move a lot faster now that we have Stamin Up. And if you go ahead and throw on these augments, these are the ones I always recommend on Stamin Up, this gun can do some very cool things with this build specifically. Of course, because of our major augment, we can now shoot while sprinting. So if you go ahead and take a look at our crosshair, it's a little more inaccurate while sprinting, but still very accurate. But the good news is we can run backwards at full speed and shoot at the same time. That is going to be very, very useful later in the game when we have super sprinting zombies chasing us. So you may think, hey, this is a sluggish 5,000 pound LMG. There's no way I'll be able to use this late in the game, but because of this build and that perk and that augment, actually it's got some of the best mobility out of every LMG in this game. My god, this gun almost like makes me lag a little bit when I shoot into big crowds like that. All the blood and armor and stuff flying off the enemies. Dropping my frames a little bit. Let me go ahead and triple pack this thing now. There we go. There's pack 3. Wait, why is Uber Klaus here? I forgot about this fucking guy. Let's go ahead and take him out, I guess. I broke his shield generators in like literally 3 bullets each. But he's a tanky boy when it comes to body shot damage. Yeah, that thing died in like 4 bullets. I knew that thing was gonna die fast. I'm seeing some 20,000 damage numbers on the head. Now, of course, that is with kind of all of our damage buffs stacking on top of each other. Kind of hard to get a base damage value on this weapon because we do have like 3 different buffs kind of stacking on top of each other. Oh my god, is that 47,000 damage on that fucking Ravager? Again, I do have Light Mend on, so I'm dealing more damage by default, but holy shit, man. 47,000 damage on that poor Ravager. Talk about overkill. Oh, I just heard a... Okay, so we're purple rarity pack 3. There's a bear. Let me throw a decoy so I don't get my ass beat. And dead in like 15 bullets. In fact, this thing kills the bears so fast with the critical damage that it doesn't even really have time to ramp up. Still one-shotting zombies to the head, though. I mean, to be expected. There's basically two good ways to use this weapon. You can either just tap fire and aim for headshots and just one tap. That's definitely the most efficient way to use it in terms of ammo economy. Or you can just spray and pray and just let the thing fly. But again, a lot harder to hit your target doing that. I would only really recommend that if you're fighting a big target like a bear, or if you're shooting into a large crowd of zombies where you basically can't miss a shot. There is another Zursa bear. Let me go ahead and try this on him. Yeah, just instantly fucking dead. Oh, and I actually have five grand salvage now, so hold on. Let's go ahead and max this thing out. I'm gonna jump on over to Van Dorn Farm. All right, we have this thing maxed out now. The Shout of the Neades. That's the name of it. I don't know. I actually don't know how you say that. It's probably some like Norse god that I'm not aware of. But regardless, how much damage are we doing? Now remember, when I shoot this guy, we are going to be dealing double critical damage on him. So just keep that in mind. But 33,000 damage. So this thing at base has about, what is that? Like 17, 18,000 damage per shot at base with no buffs? Fuck, this might be a long game, bro. I'm going to be using this for a while, I think. Oh, perfect. The bear just spawned in. We can test its damage value now that it's maxed out on this guy's forehead. And goodbye. Absolutely done. Remember, fellas, the Rampage Inducer is on. It's been on this entire video. Like, these aren't even normal zombies. I mean, if you were playing standard without the Rampage Inducer, you'd be falling asleep with how good this gun is. And then due to double impact activating on the second shot and dead first activating on the first shot, the first hit does 33,000 damage, and if that didn't kill him, the second one does about 27. We're dealing over we're dealing 60,000 fucking damage in 2 bullets, bro. Like, do you guys understand how crazy that is? For a fully automatic weapon with an accelerating fire rate under sustained fire? I mean, what are we talking about? I gotta chill out. I'm getting too hyped. Also, 50k on the Ravager. Just fucking absolutely send him to the Shadow Realm in 1 bullet. Not that it really matters, but I mean, if you like big numbers like me, that's a big number. In fact, we can actually deal even more damage to those bears. If I go ahead and throw on the toxic ammunition. Actually, you know what? Let's do that real quick. I just want to see it. I just want to see it. And let's see what kind of damage we're dealing against the bear now that we have the elemental affinity working as well in tandem with everything else. Yeah, just, I mean, yeah, just blink and you'll miss it, literally. When Retaliation activates at the same time as Dead First, we actually deal about 42 or 43,000 damage to the head. Like, if I go ahead and get hit by a couple of these zombies like that, 42,000, just like that, to that guy's brain. Oh, I thought that guy survived, but no, he just lost his head there. I mean, we're basically maxed out at this point. There's not really anything else I can buy or do to make myself any stronger. So it's really just about getting through these rounds as fast as possible and just, you know, continuing to test it in the late game. You know, see where it kind of maybe isn't as effective as it used to be, or test out maybe where it stops one-shotting to the head, stuff like that. I believe this thing is still a one-shot on regular zombies on round 43. I need to test it again, though. Hold on. Yeah, if I'm getting hit, like if Retaliation is activated, then it absolutely is. Is it? Actually, it is anyways. 33,000 is still enough to one-shot. So yeah, it's a one-shot. Sort of bear spawn in again. Yeah, right there. Throw decoys so these guys leave me alone. And dead, just like that on round 44, by the way, because my truck's here, right? Yeah, okay. So there's pack 3, and let's do the TED test since we're here anyways. What is it, PhD Floppa? Yeah, sure, why not? Oh god, those guys are gonna throw shit at me. Don't stand up there. This is dangerous. Holy shit, this is a dangerous trial to be doing on around 45 Rampage Inducer. Oh my god. Yo, that was crazy. I just dove headfirst into, like, okay. To be fair, definitely wouldn't have died there if I didn't just, you know, try to do a TED task. That was crazy how fast I died. I had armor too, right? Like, I wasn't even... My god, I can't see. It's so dark. Oh shit, I might actually die. Oh shit. Like, hold on, I gotta pull out the moves, bro. Oh my god. Okay, I have a couple plates now. I feel a lot better. This thing also just purely based off of damage numbers, because that was dealing 35,000 on insta-kill. Means they have that much health, so we are still one-shotting with the retaliation buff. but we're not one-shotting with the dead first buff. Dead first buff does 33k, retaliation plus dead first does 42. So we can still one-shot if we've taken damage recently, but otherwise, no, we cannot. Yeah, you see that? That was prime example right there. 32,000 first shot, 27,000 next shot. That was without retaliation too. I mean, that's just a crazy amount of damage for 2 bullets, bro. But there we go. Round 50. Still one-tapping unarmored zombies, by the way. Hello? Jesus. Dude, these fucking fast travel pads and their delays are gonna get me killed one of these days, dude. Oh my god. Dude, these round 50 Rampage zombies they're scary, bro. The speed at which they surround you like that is just, oh my god. Uh-oh, I don't think we're one-shotting unarmored guys anymore. I think we found the point at which it no longer one-shots. It's impossible to tell, though. There's too many numbers, too many guys. I gotta wait till the round is almost over to test. Even if we're not one-shotting, though, I mean, we're still putting all those guys down real quick. We're hitting headshots. Body shots are unfortunately not doing as much. I think it's more important to be accurate than it is to spray and pray. I'm dead. I mean, it just happens that quick. That quick on this round. Yeah, so even with the 42,000 damage number, it's not a one-shot now. You do need to hit 2 crits in a row in order to put down an unarmored zombie. So no longer a one-shot. Looks like round 51 is the cutoff for killing anyone in 1 bullet. Well, except for the Ravagers, of course, but nobody really gives a fuck about these things. Throw this here. Gotta break the tumor. There we go. And get headshots. Come on. Yeah, he's dead. Yeah, see, look at the difference with headshots compared to body shots. I mean, the headshots, he's still going down in just a few bullets. Decoy. Where's the bear? Right here. Break the tumor. And bear is dead. 41,000 damage per headshot on the bear. And that's not due to dead first. That's just actually the damage we're dealing. That's the consistent sustained fire damage. What the fuck? Why is the insta-kill logo on the side of my screen? That's not where that's supposed to go. I mean, okay, I guess it can go there. It's like a 4-shot kill on the armored zombies. The heavy armored, maybe a little bit more, like 7 shots on the heavy armor, but it's still a 2-shot kill on any unarmored, you know, enemy. Yeah, that was like 6 shots there. I missed a couple, so. Oh my god, that guy literally like ducked my bullets. Did you see that? Go ahead and rebuy all my armor that I'm missing. Because this is about to be the final exfil right here. And then we should be able to take care of this final boss nice and quick. Let's go ahead and try it out. All right, break his tumor. Come on. There we go. Oh, almost killed him in 1 mag, but he had too much health. Let me check here. And he's dead now. And the other bear. I almost killed the other bear too. Wow, okay. I almost killed both bears in 1 magazine there. Definitely still 1 mag on the standard Zursa bear, but it did take just about 2 magazines to kill the elite Zursa. Then again, I was hitting a lot of body shots. Okay, it's impossible to hit every single headshot when you're firing at that fire rate. It's just not possible. But that should give you guys a good read on what kind of DPS we're looking at. Yeah, this gun is absolutely insane. You guys need to get your hands on this right now. Again, it's in the event. You have to take part in the Machine of War event. Just play zombies on Survival Eidskalen or do like a little farm. You'll get plenty of these fuel cans, and then just make sure you dump all of your fuel cans into the 25 tier, not any of the 10s or 15s. Make sure you max the 25 out first. Get the machine gun as fast as possible. Then you can go ahead and buy some of these other ones and try to get that camo. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the breakdown, the gun build, the gameplay. If you did, you know what to do. A quick like, comment, subscribe. All that engagement helps me out a ton, and it's all greatly appreciated. Regardless, though, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching till the end. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.